Jump right now into game number 5 of this Winner Stays On series between Hera and Beastyqt. It is tied up at 2 each as we go to Confluence. And we've got Beastyqt playing as the Holy Roman Empire in the color blue. And as we open up the map on the east of the map, playing in red, we've got Hera as the Chinese. Alright, so on YouTube, they might miss the moment, but we're a bit excited in the proverbial commentary box as the patch notes have been released, which by the time people see this on video, they will already know all about this patch. But we're going to focus on this game for now, right now. GiveUA, very, very interesting matchup, seeing an HRE China on Confluence. Very, somewhat peculiar, definitely one that neither of us expected to see. Let's talk about this matchup. What do you reckon?
Yeah, this is a very nice matchup to see, and I think this is kind of from the recently developing meta. So, recently, I think we've been starting to see HRE being played on river maps a lot more. And shout out to Fitzy here, as I think being one of the pioneers. Fitzy here, he's a HRE main, and he's been playing like HRE on like Mongolian Heights and these different river maps, and he's been making them seem really, really good there. So I think it's kind of recently catching up to the meta where players are realizing like, hey, I can play HRE on these river maps, I train fishing boats, I get a ton of food from the fishing boats, and I don't even need to make a warship, I don't need to fight sea. I can just use that food income from the fishing boats to then get a very quick castle age, and which allows me to then get the relics, and you get relics into the Ragnets, and even if you lose the water, it's like almost irrelevant because your fishing boats already did their job. They got the food income that you needed to get up to Castle Age, and then you get that Ragnets full with 3 relics, and you know that's where HRE shines. So I think I think HRE is becoming a big meta pick recently on these river maps, which it's always fun to see the meta shift up.
And what about China? When Hera's thought process of going China over Delhi, is that just a personal preference? I mean, Delhi seems more meta. I mean, what would be other reasons? Like, why? I mean, is it just that China's going to likely get a good opportunity to boom? It's generally quite well protected with these cutoff points in the water. And why is Hera gone China?
Yeah, I mean, Delhi is definitely would be a pretty common choice on this map, but I think China is also a very good civ too, actually, as we do see Hera using his scouts to attack the dock of Beasty, and Beasty is going to train some scouts himself to deny this dock from being destroyed, which is very smart. Yeah, I think China is a very good civ on this map because, for one, you can build the Barbican like in the crossings and potentially protect the water, and this map generally progresses to the late game pretty often. And it's pretty common to see the China player be able to go for Fire Lancers. This is the map where you get a lot of food income from fishing, and in order to get to the Fire Lancers, you have to basically age up to the 3rd age twice, which can be very difficult in a lot of games. But with this very good eco, it can allow you to get there, and then let the Fire Lancers really shine, as we have a scout war going on here.
Yeah, we move over to the scout wall. Yeah, and it looks like Hera's just going to retreat with those scouts, and yeah, just going to retreat. An aborted scout war there, and in the meantime, he's just got the 1 scout, which is probably forgotten about, just hacking into that wall. Yeah, they're both going for a fishing economy here. Obviously, only shorefish on this map, but still very effective. There's a lot of fish if you can get the good eco boost. We've already seen Hera being very, very good on the first one of these hybrid maps, so he'll quite like his chances, perhaps trying another one.
Yeah. So yeah, both players going with the fishing economy here as expected, and it will be interesting to see what BC goes for here. I think he's just going to try to get up to Castle Age as quick as possible. And yeah, if you can get up to Castle Age and then capture these relics, that's where HRE shines, of course. So yeah, looking at the map right now, and the relics spawning is going to be forward into Take note. Oh, there's four relics on the north part of the land there. So yeah, BC's going to be paying close attention to where the relics are spawning, and he is dropping a tower here, right in front of his wall. So definitely wants to make sure he can keep his dock alive here.
Yeah, and it looks like he is going to be able to keep that dock alive. But this is the real... Here we've got this real action point where the game's happening, but he does manage to get a couple of scouts round, but yeah, BC's going to manage to fight that off and stop that dock going down. He's going to keep coming in again. At some point, likely just to give up and take those sheep home, because yeah, he's not going to have too much luck with that. And as you said, this is the promised land in this northwestern part of the map with all of these relics. And now we've got the Barbican of the Sun coming from Hera in a really, really good spot. That is a very powerful spot to put that if he can manage to get it down. But he's just got one villager working on that. Yeah, he's just got one villager that he's aging up with. So that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, this is a really nice location of the Barbican. Could have maybe placed it a little bit closer, actually. I think he really should have. He could, right where the fishing boats are. Could have had a little bit closer. Yeah, only one villager on there. Still a lot of scout fighting from both players here. A lot of scout harassment. And yeah, this is one of the reasons why China is a very good pick on this map, because yeah, you can just build the Barbican when you age up, and it's a very good at at controlling the rivers and denying fishing. So really like to see this. A lot of scout micro going on, a lot of scout fighting at the moment. And Hera also going to decide to build his own dock right next to the Barbican. So going to try to control the water here.
Yeah, and he manages to get the Barbican out, and it actually... Yeah, that was an interesting point, because you see that these boats are just in range. Whereas if he'd put it here, I mean, the entire fishing eco would have been in range, so... Yeah, a little bit interesting. Maybe he could have gone for a very, very slightly more aggressive position. Nonetheless, that's still very, very annoying for Beasty. He's very annoying. He's having to relocate his fishing economy. He's going to send it up here, but there's not that much shorefish up there. And once he goes through it, he's going to be out. So Hera's done a good job of creating this choke point, and he now owns a huge amount of the map. He's going to take down this dock here pretty easily now. Beasty hustling to complete that wall. And yeah, he's caused a big relocation, which is, I mean, there are some more shorefish there that Beasty can go to when he runs through these. And now he's got the junks moving up, and they're just going to plow through villages. One goes down so fast. They're so good. And they didn't even really get too badly shredded by the outpost. So Hera looks like he's done a pretty good job of taking a good chunk of this water, and definitely exerting some early map dominance here.
Yeah, definitely, and that was a really good job from BC though, making sure he walled the crossing there, because it was really close timing too. If this wall was not up, then these two warships from Hera would be on the second dock of BC and denying all that fishing. So. Really important that he got that wall up, and I think Hera overreacted a little bit making a second junk. I mean, let alone making one junk. It's kind of strange at the moment how the games play out on these river maps. To be honest, I'm not really a fan of it, because it feels pointless making warships on them. Because, like, Hera, okay, you train these two warships, but now they can't do anything. Like, this one wall just prevents them from being able to do anything. So I think it was kind of a waste of resources, honestly, Hera making these two junks. And it would be better if he just built a tower near BC's second dock. These two junks will be able to kind of go around the map. But, yeah, I mean, Hera's still looking to be in a very good position. He has two docks up, a lot of fishing boats. And, BC trying to put up a stone wall here, but the junks are going to be really nice here, where... the junks are going to deny this wall from being built, and going to be able to kill this villager. Yeah. Very nice.
I mean, like, for me, like, how much... To be fair, these junks, I think they've already taken down 3 villages now. They've caused definitely lost resource gathering. They're now just causing a nuisance and a reaction. So I guess it's... even though they were a big investment, maybe they kind of already got their fair value already.
Yeah, that's fair. I think they have, as you said. I think one junk could have done like the same. Yeah, two junks was probably a bit too much. And even BC building a galley here, like I don't know why, or built a galley. Maybe to deny towers, but um, it's just so weird how like the water plays out on these river maps. Like the both players have warships, but they cannot interact with each other at the moment because there's a wall in the crossing, and it just I'm not a big fan of it. I think you should not be able to build walls in the crossings, and then we might actually have water combat come back on the river maps. Hera in Castle Age at the moment, and Hera using the Scout, so the tower does get up here.
Yeah. Yeah, he does manage to he's causing a lot of... This is really nice pressure now. There are actually 4 villagers inside there. So that's going to be very, very annoying for Hera if they go down, especially with how quick these junks can pick off villages. That's why he sent a villager to try and repair it, but it's about to go down. He's desperately trying to... He's sending more villagers to come and try and repair this outpost as he's fighting to get it down, but it's going to go down, and... Well, he doesn't really do that much damage once it does, but a couple of scouts were lost, a villager was lost, and Hera's just seeming in a nice position where he's really just causing a nuisance and really bugging Beasty. I mean, doesn't necessarily mean too much to score, but that's a very significant score gap for an early part of the game as well. But I think what tells more of a story is the position on the map, and it just looks very, very strong, especially with that positioning of the Barbican, Astronomical Clock Tower now out. Very, very good looking map here for Hera.
Yeah, I was a little bit confused by how BC's been playing this one, to be honest. I think he should have played it a little more how like Fitzy here likes to play it, where you just kind of rush up to Castle Age as soon as possible with Hera to get the relics. But you know, we saw BC. He built a couple towers, he built a couple barracks, and that delayed his Castle Age significantly. He's gonna be getting up to Castle Age at like 12:30. And I think if he would have prioritized the Castle Age a bit sooner, he could have got up to Castle Age by like 10 minutes or maybe even sooner. And then you can maybe, you know, sneak these relics very easily. But yeah, instead he's in a rough spot where he's gonna be up to Castle Age pretty late, and how is he even gonna get these relics? He doesn't really have map control. He's really far behind in economy, and yeah, BC in a very tough spot. We have Palace Guards being rallied forward now.
Yeah, we just take a look at the economic situation here. It feels like it's going to be bad, but 52 and then Beastie's on 37. Yeah, I mean, that's very, very significant as we see some very peculiar patterning going on here with that. Well, I don't know what that shadow is there, but we do know that just looking around at this mini-map as we take a little look around the map, we see red absolutely everywhere here. Now we've got these palace guards that are going to start coming in and causing even more of a nuisance. Raids coming in with the palace guards here. We're going to take down at least one of the prelates. And there, as you said, I mean, Beastie's got absolutely no hope of taking any relics at this point. I mean, it's really just... He really is just everywhere. Palace guards are going to be coming in and out of the base probably for the rest of the game. And it's looking like a really, really nice position. You know, sometimes when we're casting these games, some people like, you know, to keep hyping up when a game looks pretty done. But personally, I like to call a game when it looks like it's pretty done, to call it it's pretty done. And I just don't see a route for Beastie to get back into this game.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. I mean, it felt like Beastly got caught in between doing like two different strategies a little bit. And yeah, we just seen tap out here.
Yeah.
Yeah, his Castle Age was just too late. It felt like he was, you know, sometimes as a player you get stuck between trying to do two different things. Like, you know, you have to commit to one strategy. And he tried to make some towers, he tried to make some barracks, but he also tried doing a fast cast.